Hey, everybody!
Congratulations, Your Highness. Meet your new son.
Oh, Bluebeard has a cute son. Wait a minute. Uh-oh!
No! Not again! I will end this wretched curse, no matter what the cost. Yes, show her to me. Reveal the maiden with the purest soul.
So, this is Dark Romance, Curse of Bluebeard. I wonder why Bluebeard doesn't dye his beard. I don't know, is it like a family trait, like all the guys in his family have blue beards? Because apparently, there's some weird genetics.
Look at all of these proposal letters from Count Bluebeard. You've heard the rumors about him, haven't you? I've tried ignoring him, but they just keep coming.
My love, do not worry. Once we're married, those letters will stop. I promise.
Good morning, Rachel. Since you never answered my letters, I have come in person to ask you. Don't you wish to live as a wealthy countess? Or do you wish to spend your days slaving for some measly commoner?
Rachel is not interested. Please leave.
What impudence. I have come for my bride. If you stand in my way, I'll have your head as well as your sharp tongue. I'll be waiting outside. Do not tarry, Rachel.
Meh, I'm gonna slap the door right in front of your face, Bluebeard. You and your silly beard. Meh.
Richard, he cannot be reasoned with, and I won't let him hurt you. Let us flee before he decides to break down the door. We can slip out through the garden, but we must hurry before anyone notices us.
So I do like this opening area of the game where we've got a room with like 4 or 5 different things to look at. It works very well as a tutorial area because it's only one room, and our heroes need to escape. That's basically how this works. So here's a puzzle. With this puzzle, you want to click to rotate the various rings of the circle to form a picture of Rachel, and I've already forgotten the guy's name. Oh my goodness. In a sense, he doesn't matter because Bluebeard's the main character. It's Richard. Hey, it's Richard. Richard and Rachel. Right, they have the exact same initial. So Richard plans to become a doctor and make enough money to live happily with his beloved Rachel, which is very nice. Here's a rose token, so we're going to put the rose token here. And this is another puzzle. You want to slide the flowers into place so they match. So yellow's with the yellow background now. And I'm trying to get white to the white background, which is the far corner. I think that's the best way to solve the puzzles, to get those 2 far corners done first. If you're playing this game on easy mode, I believe the 2 far corners are not there. This is me trying to figure out, where do I move those pieces next? I got it. And this gives us a hidden objects challenge. So with the hidden objects challenges, I'm just going to zoom through them mostly. Some of them have puzzles like that, where, okay, I use okay, that's not how ribbons work, but fine. You use a ribbon there, and then you put a shoe next to a shoe, and that gives you a pair of slippers. That is how slippers work. You can put 2 shoes next to each other. That's just fine. And umbrella is a puzzle. So clearly what happens is, see these things at the bottom of the screen, which are in yellow text. Those are ones that are puzzles. They have puzzles to solve. So the puzzles can sometimes take a while. Like this one, you need to find 4 pins. Yeah, that's not something you could do in 4 seconds. And what? This one is protected by a different puzzle. This is swap tiles to form the picture of Rachel and her mother. Look at me, I'm a handsome man. Haha, yeah. It gives me a leaf amulet. I use the leaf amulet over here. Giving me that lemon and the task notebook, which I am not going to look at for this entire walkthrough. I'm going to cut the lemon in half. That way it's easier to squeeze. And that will get rid of the rust on the doorknob so we can escape through the back. But uh-oh, it's too late! Ah!
Somewhere I could have spared your bow, but now I must.
No, mercy. I beg you. Spare his life and I will marry you.
A noble offer. I accept your deal. I shall not harm him, but this spell will prevent him from meddling in your promise.
So Rachel sacrifices herself to save Richard's life, which is very noble of her. And now Richard's in jail. It looks like Richard's in jail. I don't know what he was arrested for. What happened? Hopefully the guard can help us out and explain what's going on.
What's all this ruckus about? I don't care if you're innocent or not. Commander ordered me to hold you here until Sunday night. He even gave me a whole gold coin. It'd take me 2 months to earn that. Tell you what though, gent. Give me 3 gold coins and I just might look the other way. If you catch my drift. Now keep it quiet in there.
It's very strange. Bluebeard actually kept his word. He's like, I'm not gonna harm you, I'm just gonna throw you in jail until the wedding's over, because I get let out on Sunday. Well, obviously I'm not gonna wait that long. I'm going to stop Bluebeard, and we're finding that note which indicates this is not the first time Bluebeard has thrown somebody in jail while he married their beloved. So I have to clean off this with my dirty handkerchief. This room also kind of feels a bit like a tutorial room because it's just one room. Ooh, and this is kind of a tough one. You want to put the pliers. So we need to put the figurine up here. And where do we put the figurine? It's not obvious. It's not there. It's not there. Okay, hint, hint. It's there. We have 5 different shelves, all with things on them already. You could forgive me for being a little confused. Well, this is a puzzle where you put things into place. So Olivia was going to get married to this guy, but that's when Count Bluebeard interfered. And he forced Olivia to marry him instead. Well, the guy was thrown in jail. And in the meantime, we're decorating his palace. So later I found out she died. Oh man, did she die here in the prisons? Where did she die? And there's a monster. Yes, I think that's Bluebeard's monster son, because we saw that monster son be born. So when the child ended up being a monster, Bluebeard executed the mother? That's terrible. Olivia, I swear, I'll get revenge. Well, Edward won't get revenge, but I believe we are going to help avenge Olivia when we defeat the evil Bluebeard. I make myself a sort of grappling hook, and here is Rachel's mom.
Richard, it's me, Sophie, Rachel's mother. I heard what happened. I won't let my only daughter fall prey to that tyrant. Oh, Count Bluebeard has taken over our home. He's going to take Rachel to the castle tonight. They're going to be married on Sunday. You must save her. Bribe the guard? I don't know. My husband William had some savings, but I don't know where he kept them. Rachel might know, though. I'll ask her. Perhaps together we can find enough money to free you. I must go, but Rachel asked me to give you this medallion. She said she loves you with all her heart. Be careful.
This does make me wonder what day of the week it is. We just got 2 mentions that the wedding's on Sunday. Well, what day is today? Is it Saturday or what?
Oh, Rachel, my dearest. I found where Bluebeard's men took your Richard. He's in the town prison. Oh, don't worry. He's fine, but he needs money to bribe the guard to escape. I don't suppose you know where your father hid his savings, do you? Or perhaps there's something valuable in that scoundrel's gifts. His servants left a chest here as well.
I find this interesting because, well, we're doing a Rachel segment here, and it's clear we're in the exact same room, just sort of on the other side, facing the other direction. And that gives us a whole bunch of other objects. And it's a cute little puppy. I do like her puppy. Alright, so we find a dog toy, and the dog was chewing on one of those things. So let's give the dog toy, and then we get the brush in return. This is, I guess, a simple enough puzzle, but did Bluebeard have this stuff prearranged? It's weird that he has so many wedding gifts, and I also think this is a cute hidden objects challenge, where we're just destroying things. So, like, my dog's gonna eat the cupcakes or whatnot, and then I'm gonna draw a mustache on Bluebeard. But most of this is just puzzles as opposed to finding hidden objects. It is considered a hidden objects challenge because I am finding items. So, bottle of wine, use it to destroy the handkerchief. Let's see what my screwdriver destroys. The wheels on the carriage. Slice off Bluebeard's head. Ooh. Smash that vase. Rachel, at the very least, you could keep his things and sell them for 3 gold coins. Apparently that's what the guard wants. And that was me drawing on his head. So the final object we get is a pair of scissors. Great, and I think we're going to use them to cut something. These? Oh, that's right. Okay, so in this room, we kind of have a strange puzzle. I think it's a strange puzzle. Maybe you disagree. But we need to get these beads, and we're going to place them on a wire to match the thing on the wall. Don't worry, we'll see the thing on the wall in a moment. So we get the brush there, and it's this here. So we need to put beads in that pattern. But in order to do that, we have to draw the picture first. That's what I think is weird. It's like, why do we need to draw the picture? We've got the reference right there. I'm looking at the reference as we speak. Do I really need to draw out the picture reference? Apparently so. That's what Rachel thinks. I just think I could have taken the beads and the wire and just done this without having to take the extra step of getting the 2 paints and the paper and then using the paints on the paper. This gives us a puzzle. I'm going to switch to easy mode for this puzzle. Easy mode is the same as hard mode in that when you click on some tiles, you'll notice they move others. And your goal is to get this picture completely fixed. And it looks like I've finished with the upper left-hand corner. The difference between easy mode and hard mode for this particular puzzle is that hard mode, it swaps, it changes how many things rotate. And this must be Rachel's father. We never see him. In fact, we're never going to see Rachel's mother again after this particular scene. Wait, we are going to see her once. We're not going to see her. We're just going to see her picture. And we got Dad's bag of money. Great. Oh no, I hear Bluebeard coming. And the next time we see Rachel, she's going to be at the castle.
Take this money. Hurry, Bluebeard has taken Rachel to the castle. I pray you'll find a safe way inside. You're her last hope.
Well, I mean, you could come with me and help me. Like, 2 heads are better than 1. You could definitely help.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, it looks like you're free as a bird. Now go. Remember, I never saw you.
Alright, so Richard runs. But he's too late. He sees Bluebeard and Rachel departing on the boat. Unfortunately, there is a helpful woman right here. I don't know why she runs inside her house, because She wants to help me. She could have just stayed outside and talked to me. That would have been useful. Alright, so here's where the game really opens up. You know, previously we had 3 one-room challenges. We had Rachel's room, then the prison, then Rachel's room again. So here we're gonna have like a 3-room challenge. Our first challenge is to get to the next room, get inside the house and meet that woman. So we're solving some puzzles out here. We need to get the items to get inside her house. You can also see there's a cemetery on the left. We'll be traveling there too. Easy mode, this is just like that one puzzle we just solved, where you click on a piece and it might rotate some other pieces. So easy mode, that happens far less often, whereas on hard mode, pretty much every piece is connected to another piece. And let me get these things here. What are they? Oh, it's a map, yeah. We finally get a map because we're finally in an area where we can travel.
Hello, come in. I'm Grace. I know who you are. I've seen all this before. Your bride was taken by the Count, right? Don't worry. Aunt Grace is here to help. I know you've heard the rumors, but do you know Bluebeard's secret? Well, I do. Bluebeard is cursed. Although he has married many times, his wives have all birthed monsters. He believes Rachel will be the one to bear him a normal child. I used to work at Bluebeard's castle, so I know a secret way in. I'll introduce you to a friend of mine. You're brave, aren't you? Good. First, you must create a special potion with your own hands. This is the recipe. One of the ingredients is in the cemetery nearby.
As we saw in the opening cutscene, Grace is, I believe, a midwife, so she helped give birth to the 3 babies, and she knows that all 3 of them were monsters when they were born. So, yeah, it's the story that every time one of his wives gives birth to a monster, Bluebeard has her killed, and then moves on to another wife. We can't let Rachel be victim number 4. And yeah, now we're here in the cemetery. We're also going to try to find justice for those remaining victims and find the 3 cursed sons, because they're not, he did not kill the sons, I believe. I believe they're all still alive. I believe so. I believe that's what we're going to find out when we reach the castle. And we're also going to learn more about the curse. So why are all of Bluebeard's children cursed? Obviously, he's the one who's cursed, and it's not that he married 3 women in a row who were all cursed with the exact same curse. No, it's got to be a Bluebeard family curse. Alright, I used the hint button there because I wasn't sure what to do. I have to use the mandrake. Yes. I'm going to fix a hole in the boat with the fabric patch and the sap. This is going to be a puzzle. Much easier on easy mode. Much easier. On hard mode, you have to rotate the pieces. You have to rotate these pieces. But here on easy mode, they're already pre-rotated for you. So that's good. You'll see, whenever I picked up a piece, it automatically rotated into the correct position, and that makes it so much easier. So I mostly solved the puzzle fixing the boat using the items, but you'll notice the boat is still chained up. I can't use it. This is a simple puzzle. In general, I just played the puzzles on hard mode if they were pretty easy, but if they were tough, I would switch to easy mode. I didn't want this video to be too long, so if it was, it's like, hey, if I could save 5 minutes by playing something on easy mode, then yeah, I'll do that. And I imagine some people might be complaining they want to see all the hard mode solutions. I guess in order to show off the hard mode and easy mode solution for all the puzzles, I'd probably do a separate video. And I'd have to play through the game twice, once on easy mode and once on hard mode, right? I think that's the only way I'd have to do that. This is a difficult hidden objects challenge, because it's a matching challenge. As you saw, you just sort of have to guess where the things are. This is also a difficult challenge. No easy mode, hard mode for this particular challenge, though. This is swap pieces in order to make a picture of a bird, and it's just hard to see. Luckily, when you get a piece in place, it lights up, so that helps a lot. Solving the puzzle gives us that little bird token, which we'll use right over here. Yeah, it's interesting how with this room, so much easier on easy mode. I'm sorry. Switching to easy mode because it's a lot easier. No, it's interesting how Grace's house, you get like the one item from her house and then leave, and then you come back and solve all the puzzles. So when we first visited this room, it was just talk to her, get the one item, and go. Alright, here we're gonna uncover this with my scoop. Grave dirt and Grace's memories. And this is gonna talk about, well, what I just talked about, that she was the midwife, and she helped deliver the Count's children. And they look mostly human. I can't believe he abandoned all three of them. Well, actually, I can believe it. He's a major villain. I just paused to give everybody enough time to read that. Hopefully nobody complains about that. Here on easy mode, you don't have to swap the tokens, you only have to rotate the tokens, making it so much easier. I believe on hard mode you have to swap and rotate the tokens. You're making a picture, and just like the puzzle we solved, whenever you get a piece in place, it lights up. This might be a good moment to point out, I am uploading two different versions of this video. I've got this version you're watching right now, and a version with no commentary. I also did a walkthrough for this game like 4 years ago. I guess I could look that up now. See exactly when I did that. In the meantime, we're going back to Grace's place and we're making that recipe because we've got all the ingredients. And earlier I could have gone here and put the ingredients in place, but I just specifically waited until I had everything before I attempted to solve that puzzle. So I'm looking it up now. I did a walkthrough for this game in July of 2020, and it was a 10-part walkthrough. So I did about 10 videos. Each video was about 20 minutes each. One more thing. I'll talk about that after the scene.
Careful and do not fear. Olivia, appear to us.
Who dares disturb me? Oh, Grace, is that you?
Olivia, please help us. Bluebeard has taken this young man's bride to his castle.
Not again. Bluebeard will surely kill her, as sure as he killed me and the others. I was his first wife, but I bore him a monster, so he killed me. My soul is locked inside the room where he killed me. You must have Rachel find the diary in my room. It is the only way I can talk to her and warn her. His spell pulls me back. I cannot stop it. Farewell.
Farewell, Olivia.
Don't worry. I'll ask one of my birds to help Rachel find Olivia's diary.
She's using birds as messengers, I assume, and they're not magical talking birds, right? Although, I don't know, this woman can summon ghosts, so maybe there is magic going on. Wait. She's just talking to the bird?
In the meantime, you can take my boat. I use it to collect herbs from across the river. Unfortunately, I dropped the key for it in the river, so you'll have to fish it out.
Maybe they are magical talking birds. Okay, so what I was gonna say was that walkthrough I did, it has live commentary. it's not like this. I'm recording the commentary for this video after the fact. So that's why I'm able to play this game so quickly, is because this was not me doing live commentary. This was me playing through the game very quickly. What I did was I believe I played through a short segment of the game, and then I recorded it. Then I did the next short segment of the game, and then I recorded it. You can see how this game easily breaks up into segments, especially with the start, where we had, you know, 3 separate rooms. The segments get a little bit longer. From here on out, each area is going to be composed of 3 or more different rooms. That's how this game is set up. So as you can see, our current area, it's Grace's house, the area outside her house, and the graveyard. Richard's next area is, I believe, also going to be 3. It's going to be a forest. No, it might be 4. Yeah, forest, and then the entrance to Bluebeard's area. We'll see. I think we're going to switch over to Rachel, and I'm pretty sure that she has 4 different rooms that she solves. And this is kind of an interesting hidden objects challenge in that we are finding handcuffs to handcuff this octopus. Which is tough, because octopuses have many different arms. So we've unchained the boat, and now we switch over to Rachel. So what is Rachel doing here at the castle? She's already gone across the river, and what is this? Right! We're not going to get a follow-up to that. We don't know who that masked person was.
Soon you shall become the lady of this castle. Though we started out rough, your devotion has won my trust. You may go anywhere you please, except for the tower. If you enter there, the punishment is death. Though I will warn you to steer clear of the land behind the castle as well. Horrifying monsters lurk there. Oh, and don't bother chatting with the servants, for they have no tongues. Now, I must leave to take care of some business before our wedding. These keys will open any door for you. I shall return shortly. My love.
That's just creepy. So weird. Just a couple of things are just odd. Like, that person was riding beside the carriage. We're never going to hear anything about that person again. And the servants have no tongues. We're never going to see any servants again. And there was this deer statue behind Bluebeard. You might have noticed for part of the conversation, there was a deer statue behind him. And for part of the conversation, it was gone. Well, it's gone now. We don't see that deer statue, just like we don't see any of the servants. And there's not really a pathway leading us to the backside. Oh, I think Rachel might reach the backside of the castle. Sorry. I'll just pretend I didn't say that. But it's not going to be through that area that she zoomed in on. So that was a puzzle where you just click on things to get rid of them. You click on them in the proper order. That's it. And Rachel has the key. I'm solving all the puzzles out here before going inside. And that was me checking, okay, do I have any more puzzles to solve? No? Fine, let's use the key and go inside. So here we are in the hall. I can't reach the upstairs area because there are no stairs. And where does Bluebeard go? Where has he gone to? I don't know. I find it odd that he says Rachel's love and devotion have won him over. Like, what love and devotion did she show him at any point in time? I guess they must have been talking a bit during their travels. Ah, and here's that bird. Odd. Yeah, a little odd with that scene. You also might have noticed that a bunch of garbage appeared at the bottom of the entryway during that scene. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe what happened is that they originally had different plans for what would be in this room and what the room would look like. And because that's just twice in 2 cutscenes in a row where the cutscene scenery in the background doesn't quite match the scene we see in the actual game. Actually, it's kind of nice that the Count left a nice toy for his son, but then he abandoned his son. So we are solving puzzles out here. This area is going to be pretty much done for. We're almost done with it, actually. And then we're going to go inside and pretty much never come out. Never come outside to this spot again. So now we're collecting differences. So this is sort of a hidden objects challenge, sort of not. You need to find the things that are different. That gives me some acid. I'm going to use it over here. Oh, wait, that's right. We've got the vines on the right-hand side. We still need to dig over there, so we'll come back and do that in the next Rachel segment. For now, we have the wooden amulet, which goes here, giving us another diary. We're going to pause here to read it. Yes. Yesterday I fainted. I think this is the diary. Could it be Olivia's? Oh, there's a blood stain on it. Ew. Fortunately, the way this game is set up... Oh, wait, we've got a conversation coming soon. I'll be quiet. Here's Olivia.
Do not be afraid. My name is Olivia, and once I was like you, wed to Count Bluebeard by force. But you are lucky. Your fiancé is coming to help. But he cannot find this castle alone. Light a signal fire upon the balcony for him.
Feels kind of mean there. Olivia's like, you're lucky. Your fiancé's coming to help. Implying that her fiancé did nothing. Well, Edward was in jail and he was unable to escape from jail. We found his notes about how sad he was. Doesn't feel like you need to throw some shade on him for not saving you. This is really tough to do this puzzle on hard mode. I don't know the solution. The part of the reason why it's so tough is because it is a randomized challenge. And you only have a limited number of turns to swap things. And here is a fourth room here. As I said, there's going to be an upstairs that that Rachel goes through. We behead Count Bluebeard. Not Captain Bluebeard, Count Bluebeard. And we use that as a drawer knob. That is kind of clever and also really hard to figure out. I did not solve that puzzle on my own. That was a hint button puzzle for sure. So this room, I believe most of these puzzles are going to be for the next segment. I am switching to easy mode. Easy mode's a lot easier here, where you just have to click on each thing a certain number of times. Whereas on hard mode, you have to click on the forelegs and the back legs separately. They move separately. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting how we do like half this room now and then half the room in the next Rachel segment. I believe the rest of the game is going to be set up like that. I also find it interesting that we need to light a signal fire. Is that really necessary? Is there no possible way for Richard to know how to get to Bluebeard's castle? It seems like it's a rather large, imposing castle, and everybody should know the way there. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, there's the signal fire. So Richard's like, great. I will sail downriver. Probably could have done this on easy mode. I think the difference between easy mode is it's a little shorter. The puzzle is the same. It's a randomized challenge where you go left and right to dodge various items. But I believe on hard mode, you do it for, I don't know, let's say an extra 30 seconds. Yeah. It's also kind of tricky there, because it's like, I went left, but I went left a second too early, and the game punished me for it. I don't like getting punished. As you can see, we've got different boats in the upper... the upper thing at the top of the screen. So that keeps track of how many times you can get hit. Like there, I don't understand why that move didn't count. Ow, but that counts as a hit. The game might be a little too picky when it comes to what counts as a dodge and what does not. It's okay, we're almost done with this challenge. Great, made it. No, we're not. Yes, so this is a matching challenge. Not a matching challenge, just this click on all the rocks in the correct order, and you just have to figure out what the correct order is. Some of the rocks, as you can see, are connected to each other. Same basic puzzle we've had to do a few times. Here on easy mode, you want to just make matches. On hard mode, the pieces swap locations if you make an incorrect match. Fortunately, there's not that many matches to make, so it's okay. Alright, and so we've got this new screen, a pathway that leads to the dark and spooky castle. Ah, there's a monster! Whoa, what's that?
Don't be frightened. I am Ethan, Bluebeard's firstborn son, and I was born this way. Don't let my appearance deceive you. I'm still human on the inside. I can help you rescue your beloved Rachel. There's a secret way inside Bluebeard's castle, through the gorge. But I can't go near the castle. My father and his guards would see me. Take this flute and play it once you reach the gates. I will come.
I find that interesting. Like halfway through that cutscene, there was a black screen and it sort of played a different cutscene where the creature attacked some sort of man. Who was the man that got attacked? Was there like an assassin waiting for Richard or what? I don't know why Ethan can't journey with me to the gates. It's odd because it's like, okay, I can't travel with you, but I'll show up as soon as you reach your destination. It's like, well, what? How are you going to show up? What's your pathway? Could I follow along your pathway? Is it safer than mine? I'm taking my pathway through the gorge. Alright, so this screen, have to solve a bunch of puzzles, and obviously our goal is to get to the gorge. That pathway is quite clearly blocked by a bunch of leaves. Not a bunch of leaves, a bunch of thorns. And this is just a standard hidden objects challenge. Similar to the one we had in Rachel's room. Some of them are puzzles, though. Some of them are puzzles. And you can see the things at the bottom of the screen that are puzzles. They're a different color, which is standard at this point. What are we finding? A magic gemstone, that's right! This is kind of odd. We're building ourselves... Yes, this all leads to the castle. Like, there are signs. There are signs leading to the castle. Did we really need a signal fire? Also, you know... Hate to be Mr. Complainy Pants, but you can still see the signal fire, or at least we'll see it right here after the magic axe is fixed. Can still see signal fire and water. So why did we stop here? Why didn't I keep going on my boat as close as possible to the signal fire before going on shore? That's my question. And yeah, it's kind of cool we got a magic axe. I kind of wish we kept the magic axe. Who is this guy? Was that the same person that Ethan attacked? Why is this person attacking me? Who is this person? These are questions that won't get answered. I don't know. I guess we can just assume it's either Bluebeard or one of Bluebeard's mean guards. We're not gonna see Bluebeard's guards at any point. I should stop complaining. It's just for a moment it feels like maybe we stepped into a totally different video game. Alrighty, so we need to find, I mean, we're grabbing this, it's food, and we're gonna give it to that raccoon. We need to find dynamite, even monster squirrels. It's very cute how it's a monster squirrel. I still think it's cute. We give the berries to the raccoon. Now we can get this item. That should let me through the door. Let's see. I'm using a lasso to get those nuts for the monster squirrel. Because apparently that monster squirrel is very important. It is a cute guy, isn't it? This puzzle is really difficult to solve on both easy mode and hard mode. Like, on hard mode, you saw it gets... hard mode has, like, 2 additional pieces. But in order to get the pieces in the correct spots, you're still going to have to do a bunch of rotating, and it's very slow. So here, I'm trying to get the yellow ones done first. Get those yellow ones out of the way. Seems to be working. Got the 3 yellows. I'm trying to get this green here. I think I'm going to go for the pinks, right? It feels like the pink should be given in place. No. Yeah, with the final ones, it's tough. I'm going to deposit those pinks there. Grab that pink, grab these blues. You kind of have to put all those blues there just to get them out of the way. I'm going to turn, I'm going to grab all those blues, drop the blues into place. Gonna have to go back for that one blue. You can tell when a puzzle is long because the background music disappears. That's how long it is. The puzzle is longer than the background music soundtrack. And done. Alright, that gives us some dynamite. We're going to light the dynamite. And continue to the gates. So we solve a few puzzles here. Oh, another hidden object challenge, really? This is a different one. We need to find 3 swords, and then 3 crystal balls, and then 3 glasses of wine. Bottles of wine, sorry. Just 3 bottles, I suppose. They don't have to be wine bottles. Yeah. I think this is the only hidden objects challenge where we have to do that, where it's like, okay, find 3 of the same item over and over and over again. Actually, I find that a bit easier than the normal hidden objects challenge, because we're just finding 3 of the same item. Does that make sense? So instead of finding like 12 different items, I find it easier to find 4 groups of 3 items. And hey, a dungeon entrance. Well, that's a nice sign letting us know what to do. We need to find the key, though. Let's see, I've got the fishing pole. No, the umbrella to grab that. Got a couple of items here. Fixing the slingshot. You see the green plus indicates you can solve a puzzle, really. Or just put 2 items together. So what is the item I'm doing here? This is a puzzle. I'm writing a letter to Rachel. Hey, I can't get past this magic gate. You need to find the magic key, okay? And I'm gonna waste time drawing this picture of me. And here's a map showing exactly where I am. Do we really need a map, though? I'm at the back gate. I'm near the dungeon entrance. I mean, I guess Rachel's never been here before, so she wouldn't know where to go. But still, it seems like drawing a map would be like an unnecessary waste of time, especially when I'm drawing pictures along with the map. So here's the flute. Flute is in place now. And here's
You
Ethan.
made it. I can deliver something to Rachel, but you should write her a note proving you sent me, or she may not believe me. I'll wait here, but please, hurry.
I take back my complaint. There is dialogue explaining why we need to write this complicated note and map.
Excellent. I'll deliver this right now. Wait here.
So clearly what I was supposed to do was, like, do the flute thing immediately and summon Ethan immediately, and then get the puzzle of doing the note. Sorry I did things out of order.
Do not fear, Rachel. This is Ethan, my son. Ethan, oh, I told you not to come here. If Bluebeard sees you, Lord only knows what he may do.
Mother, I know the risks, but I can't let Rachel repeat our story. Rachel, I've met Richard. He's trying to find you, but he needs your help. If you can make it out to the garden, he's waiting by the old gates. He asked me to give this to you.
Yeah, like, that seems like a good enough explanation. He's by the gates, by the old garden. That's where you need to go. No need for a map, right? Could have saved a little bit of time. However, it is locked with that key, so we do need to know about that. And, you know, Rachel does have her own map here. Like, that's the way this game works. We have a map that shows where we can go. So it feels like we're getting a map on top of a map and that sort of thing. Pointless complaints. More pertinent complaint. Ethan said he couldn't go to the castle, and right now he just said, oh wait, I am going to the castle anyway. Fine, Ethan. Fine. I guess that's not a complaint so much as Ethan's just being a little inconsistent. Alrighty, so here we need to wrap up most of the puzzles with the area. Like I said, we need to finish these puzzles in this Rachel area. Because we left about half the puzzles unsolved in our last Rachel segment. She's going to wrap up this area and then open up the new area leading to the gardens. That's her plan. So, like back over here by the flowers, we need to dig. That gives me the wardrobe handle, which obviously gets used on the wardrobe. And this will be the puzzle. This is a tough puzzle. This will be the puzzle where you get to see Rachel's mother again. Unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, we're making 4 pictures. And when a picture is in place, it does change color, indicating this is where the picture goes. It's still a difficult puzzle. So Rachel, the portrait of Rachel goes in the upper left. Apparently, yep, portrait of Rachel. But like, where exactly do the other portraits go? You just kind of have to guess. You do have a little bit of the outside indicating that, the outside of the picture, but not that much. It's just tough, that's all. And I believe on hard mode, you have like 1 fewer empty space to deal with. So there's less wiggle room. It feels like you'd have to just constantly rotate the pieces. So hey, it's actually me, Richard, on the bottom left. Why is it a picture of me? Why would Bluebeard have that as his dresser? I have no idea. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Anyway, let's rotate these pieces now. Which one are we gonna do? Grace in the upper left. It does seem odd that Grace would be there. I guess Grace maybe worked there for a longer period of time. As you can see, are there two different holes, or are there... Yeah, no, there are two different empty spaces. In one space that's completely blocked off by that blue. So, a hard mode, I believe, only gives you that one empty space, maybe. Anyway, Grace's portrait is finished. Next two portraits, Rachel's mother, for whatever reason. I don't know why Bluebeard would have that. Oh, and there we go. Okay, you see hard mode has three of those blue tiles that can't be moved. So now we can reach this area.
Hello, Rachel. I've been watching you since you came here. My name is Lorraine. I'm Bluebeard's second wife. Seconds after my son Nigel was born, he turned into a monster. Because of that, Bluebeard killed me. Now I am doomed to haunt his castle for eternity. I beg you, please release me from this suffering. Bluebeard is hiding something. If you can uncover it, you can defeat him. This book will reveal his terrible secrets to you.
It is useful that we meet the three Bluebeard wives in order, first, second, and then third. That helps a lot. So now we're in this new area, and this is also going to be like a group of 3 different screens. So we've got this study, we've got a secret study, which we're going to open, and then the path to the garden, where Richard is waiting. So it's like we're finished with that area we were just in. You know, the area with the boudoir, the area with the stairs, the area that leads outside. We can technically go back to them, but there's nothing there. I think the game is well designed enough that it's impossible to reach this area without having solved all the puzzles in the previous area. I guess this was a tough hidden objects challenge. I need to use the hint button to tell me what am I doing. And that's too dusty. We're going to clean that off with a rag. Like, how are you supposed to know those numbers, letters were there? Flower token goes here. Book goes here. It's a lot easier on easy mode, where you can just swap books. That's good. I forget how hard mode works, but it's more difficult. Alright, grab that item. And I didn't mean to... Oh, I guess we do step backwards into the previous area a bit. I was wrong. Well... we didn't step backwards too much. This is Bluebeard's diary. He's already drawn a picture of him murdering me. Like, that is a terrible husband. Now let's check out this secret room. We're going to need something heavy to smash that bit of floor. Bluebeard. Very nasty, telling everybody to hunt his son. So apparently he's just like giving everybody free range to hunt that son. Oh, that's really terrible. Back to the boudoir. What? Now I'm getting lost. What? Okay, I went to the wrong space. Alright. So this is not a perfect video walkthrough. I did make some mistakes. I apologize. It does feel like, you know, the wine bottle puzzle is pretty easy to remember. Well, here on easy mode, it's easy to solve, but it's easier enough to remember that, hey, this wine bottle's for the wine bottle puzzle. Is what I was trying to say. Gotta grab that key there. And I've just been deliberately playing this game in such a way that I'm not actually going outside, even though I could already go outside, I believe. Let's see what's necessary to go outside to the final area. Oh, this is a really tough puzzle, too. Just visualizing the puzzle is tough, and on hard mode you have the other 3 symbols on the right-hand side. You might have noticed those 3 symbols on the right-hand side just appeared out of nowhere. Yeah! Sometimes the game assumes you'll be playing through all the puzzles on hard mode instead of easy mode, and so on and so forth. Alright, so here's that last area. I see Richard's there. He waves hi. My heart skips a beat. I use the acid! So as soon as I got the acid, I could have reached this area. Alright, okay.
Rachel, my love! I feel like it's been ages since I last saw you. I'm so relieved you're unharmed. I found the dungeon door, but I can't get it unlocked. The door has been enchanted. Can you find the key? It must be somewhere in his castle. Bring it to me, and I will get you out of here for good.
You wrote me a message about this. I read your message. You're just repeating information you've already told me. I shouldn't be complaining. Well, now that I'm mostly done with all the puzzles inside, I can come here outside and still have most of the puzzles out there. So we're building a grave. And we're gonna put it right here on the grave. Get all those things. Back to the hidden room. Both parts of the suction cup give me that gem. This puzzle is a pain. Both on easy mode and hard mode. It's hard to get around the fact that this puzzle's a pain. Takes a long time. You're just swapping pieces. I think on hard mode... Yeah, hard mode is a bit harder. Well, yeah, that's true for every single puzzle. But here you could just swap every single piece, whereas on hard mode, they probably gave you the limitation that you can only swap a piece that's 2 spaces away. That would be an additional limitation, making the puzzle much harder. So now I have all the parts for the ladder, and I can access the hidden objects challenge outside, right here. Just make me wonder what that room is and what it's attached to. Does Bluebeard honestly have a magic tree house? This is a particularly strange tree house. It's got like a statue of Ethan in it. Why? This is another hidden objects challenge where it's mostly grabbing items and solving puzzles. And our end goal is to get all 4 of the card keys. So we've got diamonds and hearts and such. Once you get all 4 of them, you'll be able to unlock this device. I did get a little stuck, so I used the hint button there. And it looks like I found 100 objects all together. Hooray! Gives me a cane. Use the cane to pull this down, and there we go. I've got the keys. Alright, so that gives me the gravestone fragment, which obviously is going to go on the gravestone. But it's one of 2. Alrighty, there's the other one. We don't have to glue those 2 together, although we did have to glue the Abelard one. And for whatever reason, the grave holds the key that Richard needed. I do wish that Richard had just, like, tried to jump the gate, or, like, jump over the side. Like, I could have escaped that way. Maybe.
Oh, darling, don't be silly. You're not going anywhere. You seem upset. This should calm you down.
It feels like Rachel should have said something during that cutscene. Ethan tries to attack Bluebeard. Bluebeard uses his magic powers to kick him aside. And Bluebeard does nothing about the fact that Rachel's fiancé is standing right outside the gates. I guess he assumed that his key was so well hidden, Richard could never make it inside. But Richard does make it inside right now. Easy mode solution is super easy on this one. That's why I did it. Not that I couldn't solve it on hard mode, but it's just, wow, way faster. Like 2 minutes faster.
This door is where Bluebeard experiments with dark magic. My son Nigel is in there, and they've drained so much blood that he can barely move. Please, you must help him.
This is a situation that makes sense to the player, but not the character, because the player's seen her before. They know, hey, that's the second wife of Bluebeard. But our character Richard has not seen this ghost woman before. He should be scared. It's like, who are you? What's going on? I guess he could tell from the context clues. She talks about her son. Oh, this must be one of those Bluebeard wives. This puzzle's... It's not tough, but there's really no clue to know that you want to get all the blue ones in place. So when you try to solve it on your own, you're like, oh, am I supposed to get all the red ones or the green ones? The hint says, just form a picture of a dragon. That's all the hint for that thing says. So I found that puzzle really, really tough and had to look up the solution that it was blue. Oh, yeah, and this introduces a villain, an evil villain. We're going to see this villain in the bonus chapter, unless I'm mistaken. I could be totally mistaken. Bonus chapter is going to be a little weird. We're going to be playing as Ethan.
Bluebeard's second son. A cruel man experiments on me. He uses my blood to make a potion that gives Father's guards super strength. He's working on something else. I don't know what it is, but you must stop him. You can't open the door to our family crypt without magic. You'll need my blood to make a magical amulet, but I'm too weak. Please, make a remedy for me.
Again, like, where are these guards? Where are Bluebeard's guards? I don't think we see them, so it... Still, we've got to save this guy, even if we don't think that, you know, these guards are a dangerous thing. You need to use the glove there, because if you clicked on it, Richard says, no, I'm not touching that with my bare hands. And yes, the evil sorcerer, that's the villain. I believe the sorcerer is the villain of the bonus chapter, which we'll be doing after we beat the actual game. So this is Bluebeard's second son. We're going to help him. We did sort of help Ethan, sort of not. Like, last time we saw him, he just got blasted by Bluebeard, so he's clearly not in a great situation. But it was nice that he helped us. I was going to say defeat Bluebeard, but he didn't. He helped us find Rachel, and Richard and Rachel briefly got to see each other before she was recaptured. Just a brief, sweet reunion. So Nigel, this son, has... just introducing a new storyline that we need to go to the crypt, and this is where we're going to get to the source of Bluebeard's power, basically, and disable that, and then Bluebeard can be defeated. So we're making this healing potion here. That was basically our goal. So there's no easy or hard mode for this particular puzzle. There is a skip button. Interestingly enough, though. So I want to click these things in the correct order. You see in the picture, number 4 is blue, red, green, purple, and then blue from top to bottom. That's the clue. I guess that's purple at the bottom. They both sort of look purple, okay? Anyway, we put all the things into place, and then we get our little potion.
Oh, I feel much better. Finally, the pain is gone. Thanks for your help. Now you can take some of my blood. You won't hurt me. The family crypt is protected by blood magic. You won't get inside if you are not of Bluebeard's bloodline.
Oh, this is so gross. But yeah, we get his blood so we can open up the crypt. Basically tricking the crypt into believing I'm a member of the Bluebeard family. And this puzzle, again, doing easy mode. I forget what hard mode is. No. I think this is just like the one where we're swapping the green and the red tiles, where it's like you can swap any 2 tokens on easy mode. But on hard mode, the tokens need to be right next to each other, otherwise you can't swap them. So obviously it's a lot easier. And here, you just match the colors. That's the goal of the puzzle. So 3 red tokens go into the red spot, the 3 green tokens go into the green slot, and so on. And so on. Now I use the magic gem. Almost feels like we just needed the magic gem to get rid of that garbage, not to use the blood magic to get inside, right? So this is a fairly simple screen. Like, these puzzles are really easy to spot and to solve right off the bat. Kind of like it. And I do like this because it introduces a whole new storyline here with the family crypt, obviously being new. But also we get to learn about this curse on Bluebeard. What's going on with this curse? Why was he cursed? And who did it? We're finding out not right now, but very soon. Got a cigarette case, gets us some matches. We're going to use the matches a couple of times here. Excellent, lighting that. And here's where Rachel's being hid. We didn't know Rachel was being trapped here, by the way. Bluebeard put her in some sort of possessed sleep. We didn't really know that, did we? I mean, it's convenient for us that she's here, and we happen to find her, but I was not going here in order to find her. So that's something that's interesting. Again, this room is pretty simple and straightforward, like the room before it. It's pretty obvious to see what you have to do. There's not a whole lot of going back and forth between screens to find items and solve puzzles, like the other screens we saw in this basic crypt area. Now, these last 2 areas of the crypt are pretty straightforward. And I do like this hidden objects challenge. All these items are very sinister and threatening. Well, most of them are. Ribbon, not so much. But that gives us a bolt cutter. And the bolt cutter gets used here, quite obviously. Alright, gives us those 2 items. And we'll back away. It maybe wasn't obvious. If you click on the exit, it will show you can't go through the exit. And now we're making the potion. Here's the story.
Hello, Richard. I'm Meredith, Bluebeard's aunt. As much as it pains me, I must admit, this is my fault. 12 years ago, this whole castle was mine, and Bluebeard was my heir. I sensed a growing dark force in him, so I decided to sell my estate. When Bluebeard found out, he was determined to preserve his inheritance. He murdered me just before I could sell my estate. I put a curse on him as I lay dying. Forgive me. I never imagined he could pass the curse on to his heirs. If I had known the words on my deathbed would have caused so many to suffer. I can help you wake Rachel. Take my diadem. It's missing a gemstone, but if you restore it and place it on Rachel's head, you can send her a message through her dreams. That will guide her back to the waking world.
So I do like that part of the story. It was his aunt who cursed him, and that's why we went into the family crypt to find the aunt's ghost and learn the story. And just conveniently, Rachel happens to be here too, so that's good. So this is a magic diadem, which allows you to travel into the dream world, which might be a little weird for some people. I think it works just fine. We already had the gem, so the diadem's working fine right now.
Rachel, you're asleep. This world is not real. You're in a dream. Please, you must wake up.
Hello, my name is Esther. I was Bluebeard's third wife. After my son Sebastian was born, Bluebeard murdered me. My boy. My son's blood has a great power because of Bluebeard's curse. That's why Bluebeard keeps him alive. I can't find peace in this world. I can't even find my bracelet. It's lost here. If you can find it, I'll help you wake up. Keep your eyes open. You may see Bluebeard's parents here. They live in the portraits here. Take this. It must be important.
Yeah, so this is where it gets weird. In Rachel's, like, dream world. Like, is this her dream world, or is this somebody else's dream? I don't know, but the ghost is here, and she needs to find the ghost bracelet and talk to Bluebeard's parents, who are in portraits. And, oh man, this is really gross. Like, blood everywhere. And with this hidden objects challenge, there is a break in between every single thing you find. Just a minor break, not like a huge break or anything, but you'll notice there's a cannon. The cannon gets fired after you find every single hidden object. Why is that the case? I am not sure. This must be like some sort of pseudo world. I don't know, because Bluebeard's parents are still alive in here, so we'll see them shortly. But I could definitely see people complaining, "This is too weird, bro." What? What is going on? This is a simple enough puzzle. What you need to do is swap the pieces so they make the symbols, so they make the correct symbols. Done. And we do have to solve a lot of puzzles here in this first room. You'll notice we were here in this first room for quite a while before we actually move on to the next room. We're going to fix the elevator. Oh no, this is the next room. But we are going to fix that elevator. But this is the next room. And there's Bluebeard's dad. Hello.
Young lady, you're in a very special place. Young Alistair, or Bluebeard as you know him, hid from his problems here. I'm his father, so I know all about it. My wife and I were never very close in life. She even left me here in our wedding portrait. Maybe it's too late for me to make amends to Angelica, but I would like to try nevertheless. If you can convince her to return, I'll reveal one of my son's secrets.
So his dialogue doesn't really quite match with the scene, but the scene does show he wants the wedding ring. That's all. That's all. He wants the wedding ring, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to find the wedding ring, and that will help Bluebeard's parents get back together. Okay, that is just kind of weird, because they're dead already, but we need to fix their portraits. It is a dream world, so maybe that's our explanation. Pliers are going to go over here to cut this. That's giving me a can opener, I believe. Back to the anatomy room, and you can kind of see how this is a dream version of the room that we were in while Rachel was sleeping. Kind of not. I feel like that was an idea they were trying to go with. They were trying to mirror the rooms that Richard was just in, but didn't quite get it. This looks like a totally different room. Like, this should have mirrored the room where that ghost woman was. And again, really creepy hidden objects challenge we're going to have in a moment. And Bluebeard's already jumping the gun and deciding to kill Rachel to end the curse. Bluebeard. It's terrible. He's not even going to wait. I mean, it's not even going to wait for her to have a child to see if the curse is over. Nope, just going to straight up kill her. Gosh. Yeah, well. He's a villain. I suppose this should not be a huge, shocking surprise. So we got the bracelet, but we've got a couple more puzzles too, because we just fixed that thing.
You found it! Thank you. Take this magic pouch. With its help, you can take anything from the dream world to the real one. Find my son Sebastian in the real world. His magic abilities can open this pouch. Good luck.
It's kind of easy. You know, in this area, I'll be honest, I completely forgot we were trying to find this woman's bracelet, just because there's so much going on, there's different areas. And, alright, here's that ring. Sorry, I confused the ring with the bracelet. Silly me.
Thank you.
We're finding two circular things for the two characters here.
My son wasn't always like this. Alistair was a good boy until I left him. I wish I could change the past so none of this happened. Here, take his favorite train. It meant so much to him.
I have a hard time seeing Bluebeard as a little boy playing with a train. It's just me. But there's a train puzzle we're going to solve. Alright, but first we have this puzzle. So on hard mode, we have another layer to the puzzle. So what we're trying to do is create those symbols like 5, and you need to press the buttons in this specific order. That way when they all are pushed into place, they resemble that note. Actually kind of like that puzzle, but it is tough. Put the figurine over there, and I've got the magic pouch. Again, we're building a recipe, something we've done a few times. I guess this technically isn't a recipe, but we are finding a list of ingredients, a list of items, and it feels like building a recipe, even if technically it's not. Now this puzzle is simple enough. We're just trying to get the trains to go to their respective stations. So orange train to orange station. Now I need magenta train to magenta station. Blue train to blue station. Done. I believe easy mode has you... Nope, easy mode gets rid of some of the stations to make it easier. So instead of having 6 stations, you only have 4 or 3. Maybe it also gives you fewer trains to put into place. There we go, the last 2 trains arrive at about the same time. Alright, hint says we're done with this room. Hint says something here. We've got the handle. Giving us those 2 items. One of them is the lighter, which we'll use here for a hidden objects challenge. Another kind of grim, nasty hidden objects challenge where we're finding items among just yuck, blood stains everywhere. Like, this is where Bluebeard practiced murdering his wives or preparing for them. But it's also a dream, so is this real or... Best not ask too many questions. Gives us cologne, which is enough to get rid of those ants. Or bugs. Are they specifically ants? I don't know, that gives us the second half of the numbers, so we can open up this. Easy mode is far easier. Hard mode, as you can imagine, when you press one button, it moves another button. And this takes us to the tower roof, which is going to be a small area.
Between Bluebeard and his aunt started when she tried to sell her estate. He killed her to inherit it. As she died, Bluebeard's aunt cursed him. Since then, the powerful curse has loomed over his estate. All his children are born monsters. Bluebeard's last resort was black magic. He signed a magic contract using the blood of his own children. Since signing this contract, only this mixed blood can destroy his dark magic spells.
This tells us a little bit more about his deal with the sorcerer, and also tells us how to defeat him. So we're getting these items. It's very useful these items are here. But again, very simple area. Like, all we had to do was basically read the book. Now we're using a fire spell to destroy this. This is the deal with the sorcerer's name. Got to see it for a bit. Don't worry. Like I said, the sorcerer's going to be hanging out in the bonus game. So I'm going to grab that blood, solve this puzzle. Really easy on easy mode. Just make matches. Make matches. And I'm just going to take note of this. Take note of these 4 symbols. That's the combination. We're going to put this in the magic pouch, because the magic pouch, those are the things we needed for the magic pouch. All of them. Our magic pouch is done, and we're finished with this area. So yeah, like I said, it's very simple. That area, upstairs area, we finished that entire screen in one go. We didn't have to go back and forth between any screens. It was all done.
Richard, in my dream, I saw why Bluebeard is so powerful. He turned to dark magic. Here, take this pouch. It hides the secret to Bluebeard's death. I found it in the dream world. Richard, we must kill Bluebeard, or he'll kill us both.
So Richard decides to move on. Oh! Wait, what? It's kind of weird how she's a ghost, and... yeah. Anyway, where is Rachel? Is she still inside that coffin or not? Don't know. Either way, I could just walk outside.
Hello, I'm Sebastian. My mother gave you a magic pouch that only I can open? Of course I'll help. I'll do anything if it could defeat Bluebeard. My so-called father used me as his test subject, and I can't take it anymore. I hope you free the world from Bluebeard's evil. Here, it's open now.
Well, that was simple enough. Yeah. His magic power is opening pouches. We're never going to see him again. That's it for Sebastian. So the sword is the only thing that can defeat Bluebeard. I believe also with the death spell and the blood. We're just going to put those 3 items together and defeat Bluebeard. Pretty much at the end of the game here. So this is going to be the final segment. First we have a hidden objects challenge, of course. And this is not a creepy, evil hidden objects challenge. Although we are finding some scary things, it's not as frightening as the other ones. Oh, there's still, like, that looks like a blood stain still. I still don't like that. Like the hand. Yikes. But we found everything. That gives us a bear head. We're gonna... like, there's blood all over that, too. Pick that lock. And that just gives us a magnet. Bear head goes over here. This statue needs its cravat. Very well hidden staircase. Let's fix the magnet. That's all we can do here for now. Now we are making our way to where the big showdown with Bluebeard is. Well, that's not kind of obvious right now. Like, okay. Grab that. Okay, this explains how we go across the bridge. Gonna grab these items. Gonna fix this net. Gives us the arrow. And I will point out, we can see Bluebeard in the distance. Okay, what's this? Fishing net grabs this item. Gives us a crystal viewfinder. Oh, and this is a puzzle too. Way easier on easy mode, because easy mode gives you that little arrow showing which direction you're wanting to go in. Yeah, I like that. Gives us a little griffin there. And we just need to find all the items. So on hard mode, you don't know. You're basically forced to go over this entire screen in hopes of finding those items, because you don't know ahead of time where they are. That's tough. That is a rough one. Yeah, the red arrow is the one that's not there on hard mode. Yeah, so there's Bluebeard there. He was there, and now he's here.
You can overcome any obstacle together. Pah! I shall decimate your ridiculous romantic fantasy.
No, let me go.
You villain! What a villain. I don't like that guy. Well, now he's kidnapped Rachel and is taking her to his top secret area that we have to reach. AKA the area we were just looking at from the roof. And this is a very simple hidden objects challenge. I like this one. All the items are quite big and visible. Like a giant mountain. Also, I don't... Are there any real puzzles here? Nope, no puzzles. It's just straight hidden objects. Now we will hit that and reach Bluebeard.
Richard, you're here early. Don't rush. Rachel will soon forget you ever existed. You'll have no one to save. Brilliant, right? Forget his name. Forget his face. All you know shall be erased.
So Bluebeard has like some sort of memory spell now. That's weird. There was nothing to indicate he has like memory powers. I thought he was just going to kill Rachel, marry her, and then kill her immediately. But now it's just some sort of memory eraser. Whatever. Puzzle time, guys. We've only got like 3 items left, and we just used 3 of those items to build the magic staff. The magic sword, sorry. I think it's a magic sword, right? I see a vision of the future where Bluebeard kills Rachel. We need to stop this future from happening. We've got to save her. I refuse to believe in that future. I'm gonna change it. Alright, so I did have to go back to get this item. It's the key. Hooray! So the key opens up this. Good. Item goes there. Gives us part of the combination. Seems like a bit of a odd puzzle, because the combination was down there. Like, did I really need to get a copy of the combination to move it up here? Anyway, we're making matches. This is what we're doing. We're just making matches. Like, the book was down there. I could have just looked up. Oh, there's blood on this sword. So this is kind of a tricky 2-part puzzle. First you need to put the blood on it. So we need to get the outsides to match first. So the sword, you see how the top of the sword is correct? And then once you get the top, or you could work from the bottom, you get the bottom correct too. But once the top is completely done, then you move the pieces on the bottom so they will match the top when paired together. So the pieces go together, yes, and they form the blade correctly. They have to form the correct outline of the blade. Now, this is a part 2 challenge where you just want to click on the various buttons and you're making a pathway. You want to create every single line, fill every single line with blood. Gross. And you can't go across the same line more than once. Done. And that's it. Now we have the weapon and we will defeat Bluebeard. Rachel just walks away. Wow, I expected Bluebeard to put up more of a fight.
No! How did you find out?
All 3 of his wives attack him.
Thank you. Now that the curse is lifted, our children can live normal lives, and the other wives and I can rest. I wish you both all the best. Farewell.
Hooray! So they're no longer ghosts, and now the 3 children are human again. They're no longer cursed. And I do have to ask, did Bluebeard have 3 wives with the exact same hair color? And Rachel being number 4, also with the exact same hair color? Is that really the case? Now we get to do the bonus chapter of the game. This is the opening scene. There's a young child. We've never seen this child before. His name is Henry, and he's sucked into a mirror. And we have this crying woman, who we also have never seen before.
Ethan, firstborn of Bluebeard, it is time to repay your father's debts. However, I'm feeling generous, so I'll give you a choice. Give me your son's soul, or your wife's soul. You have until midnight to choose.
He took Henry. Ethan, go see Britta, the clairvoyant. She may have the power to help us. Please, Ethan, save our son.
And there we go. That's basically the story that's going on here. I mean, we're never going to really see this woman again. This woman looks like she was just an early design for Rachel. Like they... Actually, you know, all the wives kind of look like that. All of the Bluebeard wives. It's sort of like they weren't sure. They drew like 3 different versions of Rachel. And they picked one. And then the versions they didn't pick became the extra Bluebeard wives. Or this wife here. This wife being Ethan's wife. Ethan is Bluebeard's firstborn son. So it's got to be several years since the main game, right? This has to be several years, because now Ethan is married and has a child. The child is not like the oldest child ever, but it's obviously not a young child. Well, I don't know, how old did you think that child was? We didn't get to see Henry for very long before Henry was kidnapped. Henry basically exists to be kidnapped here and give Ethan a reason to go on this grand adventure to stop the evil villain. So that was the evil sorcerer who made a deal with Bluebeard. I did say the sorcerer would become important in the bonus chapter, and I was not lying. So now we need to go and find Britta, but before we do that, we need to find Boots, because she lives on the other side of that swamp, so I'm going to have to solve a bunch of puzzles here. I do have to say, I just find it so odd. I mean, this isn't the first game I've played where the bonus chapter seems to have nothing to do with the main game. But yeah, it does seem odd that we're just having a bonus chapter focused on Ethan, instead of focusing the bonus chapter on one of the other characters. Wouldn't it make sense if Rachel and Richard were the main characters in this bonus chapter? And it was their child who was kidnapped or something like that for revenge? That seems like that would make more sense to me. And this also feels like a puzzle. Like it was a puzzle for earlier on in the game, but they didn't include it in the game, and so it got included in the bonus chapter. Because this premise of the puzzle is you need to sort the wives, and you'll notice only one of the wives looks like Rachel. Only one of those wives looks like Rachel. And maybe they didn't include that in the main game because in the main game, Bluebeard doesn't have 6 wives. He has 3 wives and then Rachel, who would have been number 4. So now we're going to meet Britta, whoever that is. She's a helpful clairvoyant. I think it's going to take me a while to reach her, though. Actually, her door is wide open. I could just run in and say hi to her right now, but I do not. Still got some puzzles to solve. There's also a question of where are we? Where is this story taking place? Ethan technically should be living in the Bluebeard castle, right? Because now he's the newest Bluebeard. He should have inherited everything. Now I got the question of why the evil wizard waited so long before attacking Ethan. Because the wizard said, hey, I can take either your son or your wife. You'd think the wizard would have attacked during Ethan's wedding, like kidnapped the wife during the wedding or shortly after they exchanged marriage vows. That would be very appropriate for an evil Bluebeard game, because that's sort of Bluebeard's thing is, we've seen, attacking wives. He planned to do that with poor Rachel. It's like, I'm just going to kill you as soon as we get married. And so that would have fit. So, I guess all in all, what I'm trying to say is this is a bonus game, and it doesn't seem to quite mesh with the main game. Yeah, it feels like maybe this was made for something separately. Or, you know, a lot of this game took place in Bluebeard's castle. Maybe they were intending for these scenes. We're going to have a bunch of castle scenes, don't worry. So maybe they're intending for a lot of those castle scenes to be part of Bluebeard's castle, but for whatever reason they got moved over here to the bonus game instead. And here's Britta.
Is that you? I wasn't expecting you. What happened? I'm so sorry. Cassard is my brother. I knew he was up to something. I can help you. You just need...
And then she falls asleep in the middle of the conversation. We're told that she just fainted because she's so worried, but no, it's so we could have a puzzle waking her up. I did like, this portion of the bonus chapter is pretty good, because we've got a lot of different puzzles in these rooms, and you could pretty much go across the screens in any order. So you notice I put off going inside her room for quite some time. And this is a simple puzzle. You want all the rings in the middle. On easy mode, it's simple. On easy mode, it's simple. On hard mode, like we've seen with a lot of the other puzzles, when you move one thing, it will move others. Also, something to be said about this area is we've got 4 screens instead of the usual 3, and that's something this game does pretty well, is always having, like, being more expansive, as opposed to, say, Dark Romance, Hunchback of Notre Dame, where it stuck to the rule that every area is 3 screens, no more, no less, and it played that very straight, whereas now we've got 4 screens here that we can move around in, and that kind of offers more possibilities for puzzles. I could also see people complaining, well, that just gives us more opportunities for going back and forth between the screens. Some people really don't like going back and forth between all these different screens. I think it's fine if it opens up more possibilities. Because you'll notice, you know, I am able to stay on, like, one screen for a fairly long period of time. It's not too much back and forth. There is some back and forth, but not too much of it. Alrighty. Had to unlock that before I could start this puzzle. Not sure why that was the case. Seems a little odd. Anyway, it's an easy enough puzzle where you just want to sort the books according to the letters underneath them. And it just so happens you're also sorting them by color as well. So there's 2 different ways that you're sorting those books, and they both make sense. And this tells us more about...
Cassard was a gifted sorcerer. He could turn stones into bread and fed the poor. That it was a book of dark magic that captured my brother's soul. Cassard began performing rituals for dark gods. The gods gave him a magic vial that could absorb human souls. I looked into his dark future and saw death. Death removed. I couldn't allow that to happen. So I snuck into the cave where he was living. I had a dagger.
Oh, good, and we got Cassard's ring. So that gives us a bit more about the backstory between Britta and Cassard. I guess it just is a coincidence that we happen to be good friends with Cassard's sister. She doesn't live too far from Ethan's house, so they're neighbors. They're neighbors. So we got the Valerian branch, and this is important. So because we're building the recipe to wake her up again. Smash that into pieces. That honestly looks kind of disgusting, but it will wake her up from her sleep, so that's good. So that's something I haven't really done too much of in this walkthrough is if you press the hint button, you can warp from one location to another. It's very helpful, actually, using the hint to warp to places.
Ethan, find Cassard's ring. I can't help you without it.
I already found the ring, right? I already found it, so that's an example of, hey, you can solve these puzzles in more than one order, and that's nice. I like that.
Take this stone. It will help you in your search. And be careful, Ethan. My brother is cunning, and he will do anything to get what he wants.
Good. Now that is an eyeball for something I didn't really look at, but it gets us out of here. Just opens the gate so we can finally leave this area, go to the next one. Of course, we did need to get the map. Now we're riding off to Cassard's castle. So this is going to be another, I think, 2 to 3 screen. Is there one screen here or 2 screens? I'm not sure. No, it's a 3-screen area to get to the castle.
Hey, down there! Please! Help me! I can't climb out!
So we're going to help this poor fellow who can't climb out. He's just a hunter who lives in this area. It feels like that is a weird puzzle solution, though. I need to lower the rope towards him so I can then cut the rope and then pull out the rope and then use the rope on this guy. It's like, but I lowered the rope towards him. That was step number 1. Why wasn't that the final step? Because it just seems weird. That step number 1, oh, he's going to talk.
I owe you one. I'm Lester, the local hunter. Are you looking for the sorcerer? You're on a suicide mission then. After Cassard moved into that castle, all the forest animals left. Save for the crows. It became impossible for us hunters to survive. We tried to chase Cassard off, but he was more powerful than we thought. He completely thrashed us. I'm the only one who survived. I'm lucky you found me. Take this key. You can have whatever you want from my hut.
So let me renew that complaint I was making. Step 1 is lower the rope. And then the final step was lower the rope and pull this guy up. It feels like there should not have been 2 to 3 extra steps in the middle. Because the first step and the final step are so similar. So now we can break into this guy's hut and steal whatever we want. Of course, there are a bunch of puzzles here. And, I mean, we've got a hunting theme in this house. It works pretty well. Got a harpoon. Let's see, we need to set off this trap. It's a pretty good puzzle using the stone. Oh yes, and then this challenge. This is a shooting challenge. This one is kind of tough because you can't shoot that target. It was behind a tree. And now those other 2 targets are off screen. I have to wait for them to come back. As you can see, the target that I'm holding, it just kind of moves a bit. automatically on its own, making it a little harder to shoot your weapon and hit your target. So I'm going to use the gun to scare off the bird here. I'm not actually going to shoot the bird. I'm just going to scare the bird. Steal those things. That's going to fix this rope. Basically, I'm fixing this harpoon, and I'm going to use it as a zip line, which shouldn't work, by the way. I mean, I'm going up the line. That is not possible. Zip lines only work one way in real life. They go down because gravity. Because of gravity. So somebody's random purse is here. I'm going to grab their stuff. I believe this is like the shortest of the 3 areas in the bonus chapter is going through this area here. So this is finding the differences on the right-hand side and the left-hand side. We had a puzzle like that in the main game. Looks like we're getting a firefly every time we get something correct. I just gave up and used hints there for the last 2 because it was really tough to solve that puzzle. So we got a jar of fireflies. Hooray! There's me messing up. It's like, grab the item from the torch. That's all. We needed the fireflies to light up this area so we could grab a glove and another rune. I forgot to get that scalpel earlier. Grabbing these items. So we use the sap there. I didn't get the antler, though. I did not get that antler. So let's go back over here. Use the glove for this puzzle. It's a matching puzzle. Just find the matching flowers. I suppose they're not flowers. I suppose they're weeds. Gonna dig here. Gives me a flint. Chisel's gonna go here to give me the antler. It looks like I could have easily pulled that antler out myself without having to use a chisel. So antler goes there. That opens up and giving me a scraper, which is very similar to a chisel, you might say. Flint and steel is going to light this up, and then we should have the puzzle to get into the door. They will need those 3 runes. And the solution is on the left-hand side. You can see up and down on the very left-hand side of the door. Those are the symbols that you want to spell out. So you want to spell out that message on the door. Notice they glow when you get them correct. And now we're here in the final area of this bonus game. We've only got 2 items in our inventory. We have the mace and that scraper. So that's something else with this bonus chapter. With those 3 main areas that we explore, they are pretty separate in terms of items. Our inventory kind of gets empty once we head off to a new area, which makes me think that they weren't all done in connection with each other. It's more like they made 3 different groups of 3, and then later just connected them, put the 2 items that connect them. Alrighty, so sheet music goes here.
Ethan, I see you're not as tough as your father. I knew you were coming. You see, I want to become immortal. A man's life is far too short. To live longer, I absorb people's souls. Once I'm finished, your son's years will be mine. and you shall witness it.
So I wonder what Cassard was doing here. Was he just waiting like until midnight to make the decision? But then I showed up, that kind of forced him to decide, okay, fine, I'm taking your son then. Maybe he's just waiting a while just to make me sweat a bit. He was not expecting me to come and defeat him. Ha 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 ha. That was mean. Interesting scene though, right? What's eternal is true. Alright. Now we have the keys, we can solve the piano puzzle. Very simple puzzle, you just press the notes as they're shown on the note paper from left to right. That's simple enough. Just play it on hard mode. I imagine easy mode gives you, it takes away some of the notes. That would be a way to make it easier. And once again, I've got almost nothing in my inventory. I've got 1 out of 3 things that I'm looking for. And then here is a hidden objects challenge with a fair amount of items that we have to solve puzzles for. So we had to put the gems in place, and now we have to put the pins in place. And then we put that in place. And now everything else is just an item you can click on there. It's not hidden by a puzzle. So it should go much more smoothly. Oh, and all the items go together. Well, that's interesting. Key parts go together, giving us a skull. Why did I want a skull? Oh, it goes there. For the Raven, of course, because that is exactly what I was thinking. Definitely needed a skull for the Raven. And now for the third screen of the area, the laboratory. So we still have a small inventory. Wow, we can only grab like that one item there in that room and just immediately leave. Okay, fine. Grab a brush, gives us that item. It's gonna go here. And then this is sort of a hidden objects challenge. It's more of a pairing challenge. Just put items where they're supposed to go. So the earrings go together, the mask parts go together, the cane goes on the umbrella. And yeah, an interesting, I mean, that's a piece of paper about his wife. Don't know why. I guess it's good to have a little backstory on that villain, but you know, spoiler alert, we're only gonna see him once more. This is kind of a tough puzzle. It's not too impossible to figure out, but it is kind of tough. You want to move these creatures all the way down and then pop them in. And there we go. Giving me those. It says I'm going over here using the spoon. Now we can open the sketchbook. Giving us that angel wing there. Great, now we have all 3 of the recipe parts, so we get to put them in place. In just following the instructions, fairly simple. Yeah, as you can see, we're pretty close to the end of the game. This is basically it. Use the potion here to fix the tree, and that way we can get something underneath. It's a watch and a box. Go back over here, put the pyramid in place. Oh, that's not a watch, it's a compass. We could have put the pyramid in place there, but we wanted to put the compass in place as well. That's going to give us this infinity symbol, which will open a hidden objects challenge for us. Or not. Ah, this is the hidden objects challenge. This will basically be it. This is sort of like an endgame puzzle, but it's not the endgame puzzle. But yeah, it's different from the other hidden objects challenges. Like, half these items are, you find them right away, and then half of them are protected by puzzles. Looks like we're at the part where all the items are just, oh, here's a puzzle. Not a complicated puzzle, but it is a puzzle. Fix the trident, that is also a puzzle. And the torch, you can just grab it. You know, so every time we find an item, it gives us this puzzle where you have to make matches. I do like the sound effects that go along with this puzzle. It is a tough puzzle to find the correct matches. I'm having problems getting it correct. There we go. So now we have the magic scepter, and we can stop the evil villain with one final puzzle. And it's actually kind of easy if you know what to do. So we are moving these various rows and columns. First, I'm just moving all the rows in place. Now all the rows are in place, and now there's just 2 columns that are off, so I move those 2 columns into place, and I'm done.
I'll get you for this, Ethan.
And that's it. That is the end of Dark Romance Curse of Bluebeard. Hope you enjoyed this video, where I completed the entire game in one video. Woohoo!